Today we are tackling an important topic that affects all of us, especially if you want to improve your financial health. Debt can feel like a never-ending cycle, especially if you want to pay it off or get rid of it. But it's often our daily habits that keep us stuck in debt. So in today's video, we'll be identifying those habits and how we can better improve or manage our money for us to finally get out of debt. So habit number 1, spending the money you don't have, trying to impress people. This means that you are either trying to keep up with friends, or you are either trying to keep up with your colleagues, or you are just letting lifestyle inflation catch up with you. You get a raise and then you upgrade your life. You are either getting a more expensive car, you are getting an increase on your credit card debt, and you just keep on spending, and it's a cycle. So those things usually keep us in debt because, for an example, if I'm saying I have a raise at work, but then I go and increase the debt that I have by either taking a new car or by either spending more money trying to impress the people that are around me. So those things keep us in debt without actually us realizing that we are actually going to be stuck in this cycle. So what can you do to improve that? Before you purchase anything or try to upgrade your life, create a budget and stick to it. Find out, is the money that I'm earning enough for me to actually upgrade the life and buy the things that I really want? Whether it's for trying to impress people or you just want to upgrade your life, do you really afford for you to be able to do those things? So you have to create a budget and actually stick to it. If it means that you have to save for you to upgrade your life, maybe get a new sofa, maybe buy a new bag that's expensive, a designer bag, budget for it and stick to that budget and then purchase, rather than trying to use debt to buy the things to look good or other to impress people. Habit number 2, lack of budgeting. It's easy to just spend money without a budget because you won't know where your money is going. So money can just go in and out, and then you realize at the end of the month or even before the end of the month, no matter how much you are earning, that I actually don't have enough. Why? Because you're not budgeting your money. Why not practice a 50-30-20 rule where you have 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% for your savings and paying debt? When you stick to that, it's easier for you to see where your money is going each and every month. So if you budget, it's easy for you to say, oh, I can afford to do that. Oh, I can afford to take this trip, because you know where your money is going. You don't just spend money without actually seeing where it's going. And habit number 3, not having an emergency fund. It keeps us in debt because, let's face it, guys, we are not living under a rock. Things happen, an emergency can come up. Maybe you need an emergency of going to the hospital with your kids. Maybe your car tire burst and you have to replace it, or maybe you have to repair your roof. If you don't have an emergency fund, mostly we find ourselves going to take personal loans, revolving loans, or increasing the credit card limits just so that we can fix those things that came up. So if you're already in debt and you don't have an emergency fund, this is your opportunity now to start saving for that emergency fund. You don't have to start with a lot of money. You can say, maybe I can afford to save $100 or $200. Identify it. How much can you be able to save for your emergency fund so that you don't find yourself in a trap or in a cycle of borrowing money all the time when an emergency comes? So it's very important for you to start saving for emergencies so that you will be able to cover unexpected events that show up without you realizing them. So why not start by saying, okay, I can't do 3 to 6 months worth of emergency fund right now, but I can save for 1 month emergency. This will prevent you from taking expensive debt. So not having an emergency fund actually keeps you in this cycle of being in debt, because when things comes up, you go and spend money using credit or take an extra loan. So you have all these things piled up in your name, and for you to repay them, it becomes very, very difficult. So it is crucial for you to start saving for emergencies. It doesn't matter how much you start with, even a small amount can save you when emergency pops up. And habit number 4 is that we have this over reliance on credit card. We buy food with our credit card, we eat out with our credit card, we eat lunch with our credit card. We are relying too much on our credit card, and it's easy to spend the money that's not yours. It's not yours, it's the bank's money that they have lended to you in a form of you repaying the capital plus interest. So if you are using credit card to buy food, to buy clothes, to buy lunch, to buy dinner, we are over relying on a credit card on our day-to-day expenses. So instead of you relying on a credit card to buy things like food, clothes, going out to eat with friends, buying lunch, why not allocate money at the end of each and every month? So this is a tip. Allocate cash at the end of each and every month for your food, for your grocery, for eating out, or maybe for buying clothes. This is where the rule comes in to say budget and say 50% is for my needs, 30% is for my wants, and then 20% is for saving and investing. Allocate cash for those things instead of relying too much on a credit card. So it basically means that everything that pops up, all you can think of is using a credit card. So allocate cash towards those small things so that you don't find yourself using your credit card even for smaller things, because remember, you're gonna have to repay that debt, and you repay it with what? With interest. So instead of using your credit card to purchase those small things, it sometimes is not worth it. Budget for it, allocate cash for it, and use your debit card to buy those things instead of using your credit card. If you are going to use your credit card to buy food and eat out and dine out and all the stuff, make sure that you repay it immediately rather than trying to say I will repay that at the end of the month, because usually we are stuck with that, and then at month end comes, you are only paying a minimum amount and you can't afford to pay more than what we have used. So it's very important that we are aware of this habit of trying to use credit card for everything. You want to go and buy bread, use a credit card. Rather, allocate cash in your debit account, maybe a separate one that's not your current account, for you to be able to spend on those small things during the course of the week or during the course of the month. And habit number 5 is that we ignore debt. Most of us spend those credit cards, take personal loan, and we take retail debt of buying clothes and all the stuff. But when it comes to paying, we start putting our head down, we start ignoring it, or we're just paying a minimum amount, and you have lots of debt on you. You have a credit card, you have a home loan, you have a personal loan, you have a revolving loan, and then you have retail debt, and it's all on you, and you only have one income. We start to ignore those debts without realizing that you have late fees that you are incurring, you are paying a minimum amount, your interest is going up. So those habits actually keep us stuck when it comes to debt, and it's a cycle that it seems like we can never get out of. So it's very important that you need to face your debt head on. This is a tip. Face it head on. No matter how much debt you have, try and look at it, review it, fully understand it. How much do you have? How much can you afford to repay? Another tip is that if you have loads, maybe consider starting a side hustle for you to be able to allocate that cash that you are earning on the side to just repaying debt. If you think that, oh my God, I'm in it now, my salary cannot cover all these debts that I have, maybe consider starting a side hustle for you to be able to repay the debt. And habit number 6, it's emotional spending. I think we all fall victim of this one. We see the red sale sign and they'll be like, oh my God, I need that dress. Oh my God, I need that bag. Oh my God, I need this. Sometimes we're just tired and we're stressed coming from work, and we log onto our phones, and then you are swiping, and then you are seeing sale on your favorite shops, and they'll be like, oh, I need that, I need that. Instead of just buying things emotionally, maybe consider taking a walk. Think about it for 24 hours or 48 hours before you buy anything online, and ask yourself, do I really need this thing? So emotional spending is one of the things, one of the habits that we all fall victim of. We just buy things without even thinking twice. Maybe we are either stressed, or we're just saying, oh, it's 75% off. I've been wanting to buy this dress, let me buy it now. But usually we are using a credit card to buy those things. So it's very important to consider not to use credit card when it comes to emotional buying. You can either use your debit card if you have actually accounted for it on your budget. So if you use your debit card and you are saying, oh, I have an extra $50, I've been wanting to buy this dress, then that's fine. But if you're using a credit card and you are doing an emotional buy with a credit card, it's a cycle now. You will never get out of debt, because these habits are the reason why we are stuck with debt, and we seem not to be able to repay it, or we keep on accumulating more of the debts because of the habits that we are failing to identify. So I do hope that this video will bring some light, and the habits that I have talked about, you start working towards them, for you to actually start working on your debt, or on your debt repayment a file where you are saying, I want to start paying this debt and I want to be done with it. So these are some of the small habits that you need to be aware of when you have debt, so that you don't keep on accumulating more and more debt. So I hope that this video was wealthy, and it will help you to face on your debt and actually get out of it, because it's very, very crucial if you want a proper financial health, or if you're looking to achieve financial freedom. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.